Welcome to the social circle where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into a reality. I am Candace, and this is,
Jennifer, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And we're so glad for you joining us wherever you are from. Welcome to today's episode. I think you might like it a lot because I found so much more value in it. Candace, what do you think about today's show?
yeah, I am excited because we get asked this a lot, right? How do you stay consistent? Like, how
Hmm.
do you keep pumping out this content? How do you keep producing new things? You don't. You don't.
Flat
And
out
to
response.
Exactly. And today we're going to teach you how to plan a week of content in one day using batching. And this is
The
something that tons of creators use, right, Jennifer?
When I first heard about it, it was daunting. I'll be real honest with you. It was very terrifying for me because I'm like, well, I don't even know like what. I don't know what, the how, the what, and the why. I don't even know those things yet. But along our podcast, we've shared a lot of those insights on, structuring and planning and all of those things. So now that we've discussed all of that ideas, now it's a good time to refresh yourselves on taking time, like blocking out specific hours for yourself to strictly record and batch and get ready for whatever it is you've planned before that.
Yeah.
So
And that's our circle hack for today, right?
that's a circle hack. Yes,
Where we try to give you some bite-sized tips that you could just take home with you today. And this one's super easy, Jennifer, right?
totally. It's a super simple batching method just for beginners. Instead of trying to create and post sorry,
Dinkle every single day.
new word, every stinking single is what I was trying to say.
But I like stinkle. I like every stinkle day. It's a combined word.
It's that
We are
mom brain.
trademarking that. That is a social circle word.
Please no, please no. Every day. We're going to skip it. Every day. Pick one content hour a week. And during that hour, pick one topic, record 3 to 5 short videos or carousels, whatever you're doing, based on the idea. And that is it, guys. That is not that hard, right? It is definitely something you have 1 hour in your entire week. You can do it. I know you can. So let's get into it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And pro tip, you don't have to change your clothes, by the way, because nobody's paying that close of attention to you because they don't care. That's your tip of the day.
If you are that type A that you need to have a different shirt, just get a bunch of them lined up and switch it out between every video take. Very simple to do.
I have done that between podcasts. If I'm recording 2 or 3 podcasts in a row, I'll just change my shirt.
Right, right.
But I don't think anybody cares.
You never know.
Yep.
You're
So
the only judge.
here are just 4 super easy and simple steps that will help you plan a week of content in just like 1 hour a day, like a 1 hour during, like, of a day during your week. The first thing you're going to want to do is just pick the theme, right? We've talked about content pillars a lot. If you don't know what those are, I will link that episode in the show notes. But your content pillars are going to be what's going to help you with your themes, right?
Totally. Yeah. Once you know the plan, it is so much easier to batch create everything because you're already prepared, knowing that either you're going to do motivational only on a Monday or behind the scenes only on a Tuesday or even client stories on a Wednesday, etc., etc. Something that as long as you know what that message is going to be ahead of time, it just becomes easier to align your planning in like 3 to 5 themes for that week. You can just get it all banged out right in a row, just knowing ahead of time.
Yeah, absolutely. If I was going to batch, most of the time when we batch, we do it when Charlie's home because we batch couples content and do like voiceovers and stuff with we have picked out. And then we'll batch a bunch of stuff that's like parenting, right? If I'm going to do a parenting video, 9 times out of 10, I want the kids to be in the video somehow in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to need to think about that in my batch time. If I'm doing a spouse, husband, wife, right? Charlie's going to need to be here. We do that together. If I'm doing education, I've got to block out a whole time for that just to wrap my mind around getting in like that. For me personally, that's not something I can do right away yet. I'm working on it, but not right away. So, but that's what makes it easy for you, just having it laid out and picking those 3 to 5 themes or whatever that you're going to focus on for your batching.
And I want to add this tip too. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to be repetitive with that. Once you find the pattern of themes that work well for your content, repeat them over and over. You should be testing those at least 30, 60, or 90 days. Be testing, testing, testing. If a particular theme is very, very good for you, make more of that. If one is not doing as well, let it fall off, reinvent it, do something else with it. Just a tip I wanted to throw out there.
Yeah, no, that's a great tip. And then step two, decide how you're gonna format those, right? Is it gonna be long form or short form? What platform is it for? Is it going to be a video? Is it going to be a picture? Is it a carousel? Those kinds of things, because that will give you the path to think about, okay, for this shot, I need to have certain lighting because it's a photo, right? And for this one, it's a video, so I have to make sure that certain things are out of the way. So those are the kind of things you need to think about is the format after you have thought about your themes.
Totally. I do agree with that. Like she said, it all depends on now Candace is very well rounded. I am not, unfortunately. I stick to 1 to 2 platforms in particular right now. My focus is growing my Instagram and my Threads accounts. And Candace is like an all-around girl. She's doing all the platforms. She's utilizing tools to help her with that. But when I plan my content and the formatting that I'm doing, primarily I'm using a reel or a story on my Instagram main feed or a Threads page. And that's strictly because one, for my life and for my timeline, for what I have, the reel is the easiest, most simple 3 to 7 second video that I can put up in a short amount of time while I'm testing something. And then the story is just typically whatever it is I'm doing in the day or just reposting a reel that I've done already. So if you are pinched for time, that is something that I have found most effective in my life right now as a working mom with young kids. Candace, I know you've got yours figured out, but that's just something that wanted to throw that out there too.
I don't have mine figured out. I am run by ADHD and caffeine and sometimes alcohol. So, but this not to like sidebar, but this is a great point to bring up on how we batch differently because we are in different places, right? You have a full-time job, and tiny humans
Yeah,
very different from me who does not have a full-time. This is my full-time job, right? Doing
yeah.
this stuff is my full-time job. So I can, like, I have a little bit of extra time to try and be on those platforms. And my kids aren't as little as yours. So they require attention, obviously, as all kids do, but not as much. So for you, batching is extra important, I would imagine. And for those out
Ultimately.
there that are listening, that are trying to do the freaking 40-hour work week, have a regular 9 to 5 and a family and a life and take care of themselves and create content. Like that's why batching is so important. I just felt
100%.
like it was a great time to bring that up because like you're a badass sis. You're doing all of these things and living like trying to be the best mom that you can and doing all the freaking mom stuff that you do and
Don't
the
start me on
crafts.
crying.
No,
Started,
but
girl.
seriously, that's why batching is
Thank you.
important. And I know that there are
Yeah.
others out there that are listening that are feeling like I never have time to do this.
That was
And
my
that's why.
biggest thought. Yes, when I got started, it was actually breastfeeding at the time. So that was throw that in there in the mix of
Mm.
all of this as a woman and
Yeah,
trying to
facts. That's a whole nother
figure the
job in and of
content.
itself. It is. And
So,
having a
yeah,
job?
yeah, yep, working from home because of COVID and the time, and yeah, it was quite a lot to finally say, okay, this is the time that I'm wasting where I can be productive in my side hustle. And that was the time that I said, this is when it will happen. And I had to remind myself on the daily, sometimes hourly, that that was going to be the day that I batched. And that's why the first point is, right, pick that time, pick that theme.
Yep, pick the
So,
theme, choose the format, like you said
yeah,
ahead of time. It's easier for you to do reels and stories
yeah,
because carousels, static posts, those take a lot of time. They take a lot of time if you're being thoughtful and in carousel and you're doing like a whole story theme. It's not
hmm,
as fast as just posting a reel and putting text on screen. I'm sorry, guys, it's not. That's why it's important. So you choose your themes, you choose the format, and you do with what works with for you when it comes to the
yes,
batching and the time that you have, and then you outline those ideas. Just jot them
I
down.
love
That's
that.
step 3.
Yep,
Jot them down. Put your bullet points, put it in Chat GPT. That's what I do. I talk to Chatty G in my phone. This is what I want to do for the podcast today, blah, blah, blah. And we run through it together, obviously, not word
yeah.
for word, but helps me formulate the plan. That's why I have 387 tabs open in Chat GPT.
And that's the part with AI that can become an extremely helpful tool for you if you do have so much in your plate on your plate, and you just can't really put those thoughts in order. Always lean on Chat GPT for your help, or our group as well, right? Our social circles.
Absolutely.
That's also what we're here for. You have an outlet and an opportunity to say, "Hey guys, I'm stuck. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Can someone help me?" We'll definitely respond there. But Chat GPT has become Candace's second husband on the side.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
Yeah.
we've had so
That's
many
true.
conversations, me and my Chat GPT. I'm like, I'm very polite, number one, because I don't want AI bots coming after me in the
No, when the
future.
robots take over, we want them to remember that we said please and thank you.
Yeah. But it's definitely been the game changer for organizing the mom brain flow of consciousness that I have in the
Yeah.
content that I create.
And
It's
helping you to not overthink it so much.
not overthink it, not repeat it. Those are things that gets cleaning it up a bit. That's mostly
Yeah.
been my issue is just chat getting in there and saying that was a great start, but let's polish this off. And I'm like, you're perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Best tip for that is outlining your ideas. And I think once you get the ideas, the next step would just naturally become scheduling your content time, getting that into either a 1 or 2 hour time period, or break it into 30, 45 hour minute sessions, whatever you have on hand for your timeline. Make it fit into your life, into what you're capable of. Don't like, this was my thing. I would get anxious when I would be trying to get my kids to bed
Mm,
and they're just not wanting to fall asleep, and I would feel the anxiety building in me, and I'm like, I need you guys to go to bed now so that I can stay up for an hour and do my thing. You have to let those moments pass and let it go. You'll
yeah.
eventually get to it wherever you can fit it in on the weekends, Monday through Friday. Like, my example that I would share here is that for my work, I work from home for a company. I get a 30 to 45-minute work break. So that's when I'm doing a podcast episode, or I'm recording content or creating reels for the day. Waking up early is an option if you're able to do that. Getting Staying up later is another option.
Mhm.
Wherever you can fit that time in, guys. Whenever you're noticing that you're wasting time or you're being unproductive in your stuff that you're trying to do, note that time and see if you can reschedule, reshuffle, whatever, to get your batching done during that option instead. So that was my little discovery when I was doing
Yeah.
all of this in the beginning.
No, I mean, it's 4 easy steps, right? 4 easy steps. You pick your theme, you
Yep.
choose the format, you outline those ideas, and then you block the time to batch. Now
Yep.
you've batched and you've recorded, your content is set and ready. How about using some automation tools and some things that could help you organize and schedule? And there are a few that we use. I like to start with beacons, honestly, because I love beacons, as you know, our little
It's
cups
turned in.
from them, because it's not just your standard link in bio, like a link tree. There's
Mhm.
so many different automation things you can do on there. Smart reply to like when people are responding to your videos or your DMs and you send them the product or a message. That's one thing. They've got websites. You can create your own websites, email collection, funnels. It's got all of that and it tracks all of your analytics. So, like beacons for me is I love beacons. And I tried a lot of things before that.
Yeah, yeah, there's been old school ClickFunnels, System IO, however you say it, like a whole bunch of
Aweber,
different Aweber, Bluehost, like all of these
Eat.
different places to getting started. And it's a personal preference when you're going through the selections, right? You have to try them out to figure out how it works for you. I think Beacons has become one of those all around user friendly sites that have
Yeah.
done very well. And that's just for the all in, what is it, one stop shop, right? That's
Yeah. One
to
stop
me, that's
shop.
what it
That's it.
was. Stan Store did well for a certain particular kind of work I was doing, and I was finding I needed something more, so Beacons ended up replacing Stan Store for me. Now, depends on what you're using or how you're doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a personal preference. I think another one to point out for a useful tool is Canva. Canva is fantastic as a site for helping you come up with content, creating things. It's just a very all around useful tool. It does AI
Yeah.
imaging for you. You can, I think some of our own photographs in our
Yeah.
Skool community is from Canva AI Dream, right? Or something like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
it's,
Dream AI or whatever they call themselves
yeah,
now. I
very
don't know. Canva.
helpful.
And I had the paid version of Canva for a long time, a couple of
Yeah.
years. And I found that I wasn't really using it and they increased prices. And I was like, well, I'm just going to get the free version because of you, actually, Jennifer, because you said
Yeah.
you've been using the free version and you haven't had any issues. And that was 2 months ago, I think. And I haven't needed the paid version. There
Yeah.
have been some previous designs that I made that had pro stuff on them that I had to take the pro things off and replace with like a free sticker or whatever they have in Canva. But that's the only problem that I've had with that so far. Like there, if you are a small creator, one man shop, us, I would say the free version of Canva is solid.
Can I tell you a secret?
Please.
Nearly everything that I've used so far has been a free trial or it's just been completely free. Like you won Beacons for us free for a year. Like I have not paid for a service because I've created the thing one time for me and then I've downloaded that to keep it for myself. And then I've been just utilizing the things that I need as I use them and create them, and then I don't need the service anymore. So if you are penny pinching, trying to get this thing off the ground, whatever it is you're starting, you do not have to go and pay for many chat services or for the pro version of Canva. The free suffices for just
Yeah.
getting you going. And then once you've got your groove, you can consider all of these services for whatever purpose down the road. It is
Yeah.
not a requirement. You do not need to pay for these versions of these things. They're just tools to help you in the moment. I think if you're interested in ChatGPT, it has a three strikes you're out trial. So you ask questions for a day and it limits you. You're on the free trial. You only get to ask so many questions and then you're done. But it saves your profile. So once you log in, create that free account, you're able to utilize most of the ChatGPT functions on the free version. I say that because I use it because I am penny pinching to get this thing going.
Nothing
It's a
wrong with that.
it's a part of
Nothing at all.
starting, right? You're being your own funder, fundy, trustee, whatever. You're doing all of this yourself. Wherever you can, use the free stuff. In all of these tools, they just help you. They're not a requirement
Right.
until you get used to doing things or you figured it out, what works best for you. I would say the most basic free stuff that you still need to have is a phone with a
Yeah.
clean
Oh, yeah.
lens. The simplest thing, you see it everywhere. Everybody's recording in their cars, in the gas station, at the grocery stores. You see it all over. The simplest tool to have is that phone, making sure the front and back camera lenses are clean. Natural lighting is your best friend. It is your best friend wherever you can find natural lighting. If you cannot, find some kind of a cheap circle light or ring light, set that up somewhere in your place. If you can't be in a place, go find a hotel lobby. Guys, go sit in a
Yeah. Or
coffee
a lot
shop.
or
Yeah,
somewhere. Yeah. A coffee
just
shop.
be anywhere where the lighting is decently lit. You're not in like a dark, scary room with whatever in the background. Just make it presentable to the people who are watching. If you need that mic, if you're choosing to do speaking content, grab a cheap version online. Amazon is always good for that. I don't know if
Ours,
you have
ours
your
are from
favorite.
Zeal Sound.
We've
Zeal
got Zeal.
Sound, they cost $25, I think,
Yep. There
on
you go.
Amazon, guys, and
There
they
you
sound
go.
fine. You don't
So
need
far, so
anything
good.
crazy. Yeah.
And then obviously the most simple place as well is I use Notes app on my iPhone. That is somewhere to I just have an idea, I jot the idea down, pen and paper guys, classic, right?
Folders in your photos.
Folders in
Like
your
if you get an
photos.
idea and you screenshot it, you can make a folder in your
100%.
photos.
100%.
Yeah.
My phone is maxed out to the screenshots that I can take because I just see something as an idea, snapshot it, and then I go create a reel off of it almost right away. So it's like
Yeah. I would
really great.
say
Yeah.
I know I have not used in a while, but ManyChat is dope. And it's not just for you to automate your DMs and your comments. There's so many more things you can do with it. Hopefully, we'd love to have somebody that's like a ManyChat expert on here one day. Like just that really utilizes the whole thing. Another one is CapCut, free or paid. I use the paid, but I also do all the long form editing. I do podcast editing and all that. So I need to pay for that version.
Mhm.
And then I pay for ChatGPT for the pro, and that's it. Repurpose.io. You know, I'm always foot stomping them
That's another
because
one.
they
That's
have
how
grown my YouTubes. They're growing
right.
my YouTube channel. All three YouTube channels, ours and then my two that are separate. Repurpose.io is helping us grow those, period. And that's not too expensive. And all that is it just takes your content from one platform and moves it to another. Some of these, yeah, you got to pay for it, but they're cheap and they're a great way to organize and automate and things that we've used in the past. So,
Really awesome. All of those tips are super helpful, and I hope they help you in some kind of a way. One other thing that I really need to point out here is this all can very scary. So we wanted to share a couple tips for how you can avoid burnout while you're batch creating, because this whole concept is just meant to be a helpful extra for you. It should not
right, it's not supposed to cause
exhaust
you
you.
more
Yes,
stress.
it should not be stressful to batch anything. If you are feeling super, super drained, try a couple of these ideas for making it sustainable. I'll start off with one idea is don't try to do an entire month of content in just one sitting. Start out with just a week. Try it out. Candace, do you have any other ideas?
That's great because you know what? In a month, something might change too, especially
Always with
with
social
content
media.
creation. Yeah, and
Yeah.
social media. Maybe just break it up, right? Give yourself an hour to plan, then give yourself an hour to prep another day, then give yourself an hour to create it, and then give yourself an hour to schedule it, right? Pick a day
Yep.
and 1 hour during that day. Okay, for me, that wouldn't work personally because of my ADD. I have to fully like delve my brain into something. Like if I get interrupted, I have a hard time going back to it. So I
No
know that
shame.
about myself. So I have to do it all at once. Like the scheduling, that I posting, obviously that's later, but like the prep and actual filming, I have to do at the same time. I feel
Yeah,
like,
and whatever fits for you, right? This is
yeah,
something that you can take what you need to and tailor it as you go. It's very important to remind yourself, don't reinvent the wheel, mix in the easy wins
facts.
when you can, right? If you find something that posted a while ago and it performed very well, it got good views, it got good shares, saves, comments, all the good things that we want to fuel your account growth, repurpose it. Reuse a caption that got attention from the exact person that you were trying to speak to in your content. Or just do something very simple like a voiceover. Some voiceovers can unknowingly become very viral for people. All of these things, you don't want to, like I said, exhaust yourself. So take it all as easy as you can, simplify it as much as you can. Candace, you got any other ideas?
No, that's a completely underrated tip. It is
It
because
is.
people think, and I say people, these people, us included, we thought the same thing.
Oh yeah.
And creators that I have spoken to, like big creators, hey, you can just reuse that. Oh no, I posted it 3 months ago. You can just you could post the same thing, post the same
That's
video, same text, maybe change the song, whatever.
right.
See if it works.
there's a purpose for that, right? Is you're testing
Right.
something. You want to know definitively why that reel did very well. If it can be repeatable and it performs in the same way, you've got a piece of evergreen content, something that you can
Yep.
use for the life of your account, whatever it is you're trying to
I
do.
got a whole
Because
folder filled with them on my
exactly. And
phone.
that's the key that you found out was how to grow your account by utilizing, repurposing, or reusing something that once did well. You did it again. You said, "Oh, it did good again." You did it
Yep.
again, and you just tested and tested and tested the
Yep.
F out of it. And you found that particular style, format, whatever you did in that one is going to be your golden ticket and you can repeat them. If you have many of those videos, repeat them. That's the key, guys, is growing your account by finding something that does very well over and over again.
Yeah. And like just be realistic when it comes to how you're choosing your batching time. If you're an artist, your batching is going to look a lot different from me, who is a lifestyle creator, right? That takes a lot more prep to get everything set up, like have all the pieces you want to create, that kind of a thing. Music, same thing, right? So just be realistic with your timeline, your level of consistency, and your niche because it's going to be different for every person. But I will say, if you are a beginner and you're brand new to this, just start small. Start
Yeah.
small. Don't overthink it and just do like three pieces of content. That's it. And then the next week, do three more. And then maybe you can do four. And then maybe you'll get to doing 10, and you just work at it and you get better and you grow. Your
This is the
batching
long game.
schedule, your batching schedule should match your life, not the
Yes.
other way around.
Exactly. I think for as I'll quote it as a busy parent myself, doing these things like recording two reels on a Monday, coming back in on a Tuesday for editing when my kids are eating dinner or they're quiet on their tablets, things like that. Just finding time when they're doing things on a Friday, watching a movie, I can edit something and post it on a Friday. Wherever in your life, like I said before, wherever in your life you can fit these moments in to be your opportune time for batching
Yeah.
content.
Absolutely. And don't forget that inside of the VIP circle, we have lessons dedicated to this topic specifically, not only in our boot camp, but in our overall classroom where we walk you through from mindset to step 3 is creating content, batching content. And the boot camp weeks 4 and 5 and 6 go into creating content, batching, scheduling, and then towards the end, it's getting into the automation and the scaling part. So don't forget that we have all of this in detail
Mhm.
inside of the VIP circle.
And you can join it for 7 days for free. If you decide to like it and stay around, you have access to it for a monthly fee. Both of it, all of us, me, her, whichever you prefer. And it is replayable, it's all recorded. You pop your questions into the community. Everyone is there to help you out, help themselves out. So definitely go into the boot camp. I would start there. That's a very good jumping off point. And I would say that if you are interested in more information, definitely give us a call out on our Instagrams. Mine is over here at Jen Radillac, and Candace is over here at Just the Blended Wells. We are super excited that you guys were able to join our episode today. I think today was a great one for me. It's a great reminder because I need to
Yeah,
be told these things. And I
me
feel
too.
like this is something that it's for every kind of creator, whether you are just brand new getting started or you've been at it for a minute and you need the refresher to remind yourself, okay, what do I do? This is something I think this was a great episode to come back to. Share it with somebody who you think is getting into it or might need a little direction. Send the Social Circle podcast. And if you want more episodes like this, be sure you hit subscribe and check us out. And I hope you guys have a really great rest of your day. I am going to end up coming back, asking you more on the next podcast, how you guys took all of today's little tidbits and how you put those into an action plan for yourself. Because I want to hear how you used it. If you were finding any of it useful, let us know. If you didn't find it useful, let us know. We want to hear from you. Just leave those
Yeah,
comments.
drop us a comment.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Please, and we will catch you all on the next episode. I hope you guys have a really great one.
Have a great week.